I'm Joe Bracken.
And I'm Dan McDuffie.
And we're here for another edition of Tech Points. We're going to be covering voice over IP today, also internet, I guess also called internet calling or using your computer to make phone calls. Then we're also going to talk about a couple free websites and free tools online that we think you might enjoy.
You want to start out with the voice over IP?
Yeah, let's talk about voice over IP. Basically, voice over IP or internet calling means that you're going to use your computer or different devices and things to make calls using your internet connection. So hopefully saving some money doing that, and also being able to call it worldwide or have some other flexible features, conference calling, things like that.
Yeah, not necessarily doing it through your computer, but you're seeing a lot of companies start to ask it now, or offer it now, excuse me. VoIP, they call it, you know.
Right.
I mean, all that kind of, everybody has a different name for it, but it's basically using that broadband connection to its full potential.
So there's a few things that are out right now, some things that have been out for a while. Well, some of the popular chat software like MSN Messenger, AOL Instant Messenger, Google Talk now. Yahoo Instant Messenger, all those are now supporting chat, or actually voice chat. So what's really neat is that if you have somebody on your buddy list or in one of those chat programs, real easily you can click on one button and talk with them live, which works actually pretty well. I've talked to you a few times.
Yeah.
Google Talk.
My sister uses it with her boyfriend over in London, and you know, it's essentially free.
Yeah, essentially free.
You've used it to talk to Samoa and
all over the world.
Place,
so there's a couple free tools out there. Of course, with those instant messenger clients, both you and the party that you're calling both have to have that program. But they're all free downloads, all of the ones that we mentioned. So AOL Instant Messenger, Google Talk, MSN Messenger, Yahoo. Skype, yeah. So we'll also talk about a couple other new services that have been starting to pick up really in the last few years. The first one is Vonage, kind of the first player on the block, I think.
Yeah, first big one out there.
Yeah, for internet calling. And what Vonage does is actually, they send you a little box, small device. It hooks into your broadband internet connection, so a DSL line or Comcast cable. You plug that in, plug a whole analog phone line in, and it works, just like placing a call through the regular phone company.
Yeah, and you can plug it directly into a phone, or since the telephone network or system in your house is an open system, you just plug the regular phone line out of one of your phones into the back of this Vonage box, and it'll work throughout your house on all your existing phones, which that's a really nice feature that I like about it.
And actually with the Vonage, we actually use a Vonage box at our office, which we've had it for 2 years now. Yeah. Call quality is great. Call anywhere in the world. Anyone we call that has a Vonage box, we don't pay for the calls, and I think we get 2 lines, and it's it's about $50 a month, unlimited calling. So it's quite a bit less than if we decided to go with your standard phone line. Also in that Vonage arena, or those kind of device box things, is Skype. Skype's pretty neat. Skype's a free download, which is really nice. Skype allows you to place calls to landlines from your computer, from your laptop, your desktop at home, through your broadband internet connection. Again, cable internet, DSL.
Yeah. Your connection at a hotel.
Right. Yeah, which is really good.
Overseas traveling.
Yeah. Skype is actually free. It works similar to your instant messenger clients. So you download their little software, install it on your computer. Anyone else that has the same software, same Skype software, you can call them directly. They can call you.
Yep. Free back and forth.
Free back and forth anywhere in the world, which is really good. Also, what's nice with Skype is that they have 2 services. One's called Skype Out, which allows you to place a call to any number anywhere in the world, right from your computer, right through that same software. Also, they have a service called Skype In, which actually you can get a local telephone number anywhere in the world, and if you're online with this Skype software, it'll actually find you and it'll ring right there at your computer. Pretty cool.
You know, I suppose one thing we should have brought up is like with the Vonage, you say a local number, so you can get a 313 area coded number.
Right.
Take your computer with Skype or the Vonage box to, anywhere in the world. France, Germany. Plug that into the internet, and when somebody calls you from the 313 area code, they're actually calling a 313 telephone number, and it rings wherever you are in the world. So it's, cheap for the end user, the other user as well.
And my sister's actually been using it now. She's in Japan right now. And what's neat is that she took her Vonage box from home, same local, Maryland number, went over to Japan, and now she can place calls to anyone in the United States. They can call her just like they would call her at home. No one actually knows that she's in Japan if she doesn't want to let them know.
Yeah, and no international calling for her because technically she's calling from Maryland, not Japan. So,
along with Skype, we also have the service is pretty inexpensive. What's nice is that for about 120 minutes, it's $10. Use that to call anywhere. Some of the rates, just for example, calling to London is 3 cents a minute. Calling to Paris is 3 cents a minute. Calling to Hong Kong is 2 cents a minute. So it's really inexpensive compared with maybe picking up your regular analog phone. Some other services like Vonage, for example, and another service called Packet 8, they both allow you for a flat fee per month. They actually let you call anywhere in the world. So starting off at about $19.95, you plug in their little box and just start making phone calls. No taxes, no fees, nothing. Just using your internet connection that you already have. And also to add in, you're using your standard telephone. So you can hook up your speakerphone at home, hook up your fax machine. Same devices that you're used to using can now be used for this online internet calling.
Yeah, it's really cool, and we should point out it does depend on your internet connection speed. So if you're using a very slow DSL, it's not going to work as well as say the cable modem, but it's still going to work. But you need to have that broadband.
Right. Some other cool things with the voice over IP calling. They are starting to sell little tiny phones that pretty much take, instead of using the software that we were just talking about for Skype, for example, you can actually pick up a hardware phone from any sort of electronic retailer, anywhere that you have Wi-Fi access. So hotspots at, say, the local coffee shop or in your hotel if you're overseas. You pick up this phone. It has all your information about your Skype account. You dial out just like you normally would on a cell phone or at home. And you're using that same service that you have through your computer. So it's lower rates. If you have one of the unlimited plans, it doesn't cost you anymore. You pick it up and use it anywhere.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I mean, with Oakland County's talking about going entirely wireless, so you'd have wireless broadband throughout Oakland County. I know Google's doing it in San Francisco. Other cities are putting in Wi-Fi all over the city. And just to be able to use that phone almost like a cell phone in any of those, cities would just be amazing. Not to mention if they don't have that, you can take it to the local coffee shop. Everybody's starting to put in free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's good to mention, though. Yeah, the reliance on Wi-Fi. So that's one of the limitations right now with these handheld phones for internet calling, is that they actually have to have some sort of network connection. So most likely a wireless connection. So you won't be able to really roam anywhere like a cell phone. But it's kind of a trade-off. You get cheap rates for the calling, but you do have to be in a hotspot or a wireless network.
Yeah. Still very cool though.
Yeah, really neat. We're going to have all these websites on our website. So if you have any questions, you can also ask us there about Vonage, Skype, Packet 8, or any of the Instant Messenger clients. We're going to switch up a few things, and then we'll come back with Dan, who has a couple free websites for you with some neat tools we think you'd like.
Hi, welcome back to Tech Points, and as Joe said at the end of the last segment, we're going to be talking some more about some free tools out there on the internet, cool websites, just quite a few different little things that Joe and I like to use pretty much daily. So first, I'm going to talk about Google's personalized website, which is kind of cool. It allows you to personalize a page on Google. Still gives you that nice simple Google search, but gives you Joe and I just looked up their RSS feeds, really simple syndication feeds, and it allows you to pull headlines from the New York Times, Wired News. I mean, really anything you want. You can add content here, and it's got Google stories, weather maps. It's really kind of a cool little thing. I know you use it, Joe.
Yeah, the RSS feeds actually are really cool. What it does is actually kind of strips out all the news, all the content from a website, whatever website's sending you the feed. And so you get that information pretty much raw, and then it can be used in different ways. It can be used like in your Google page. There are these standalone RSS feed programs, so you can just scan your news real quickly. You don't have to go to the website. Just quick headlines and things, yeah.
Yeah, just pull in the headline, and from here you can click on it and get, actually to the entire story. But, as most of us know and reading the newspaper and that, half of the stuff you just don't want to read. So you can really pick through it here real well. Get simple things like weather and stuff like that. I really enjoy that tool. And some of you might notice looking at this that this doesn't look like your normal web browser. This is actually another cool little piece of free software out there. It's called Firefox by Mozilla, and it is a free web browser out there. It's a little bit more secure. This is the Firefox homepage. It's a free download. It's more secure than Internet Explorer. It doesn't use ActiveX scripting, which is pretty complicated, but it doesn't use that, which gives you a lot more protection in your day-to-day web surfing.
Tabbed browsing.
Tabbed browsing, which I love. You can see we have multiple tabs up here. Just essentially like your different browsers that you'd use in Internet Explorer, but you can actually do them all in different tabs, so that down here you only have, the one browser open.
Right. And what's really neat is for the Mac users, Firefox is also offered in a version that's optimized for the Macintosh. It's called Camino. Looks the same, works the same, just it's specialized for the Macintosh platform.
Yeah, very cool. And I use this exclusively. I don't use Internet Explorer unless I have to update my Windows computer. That's the only time that's the only time I think at all you ever need ActiveX scripting is updating Windows. So that's a very cool little browser. Again, use it exclusively.
Yeah, lots of awards. It's not the most popular browser yet, but it's definitely growing.
It's getting there, and there's actually ways you can do the ActiveX inside of Firefox. So back to the Google, we have this Gmail RSS feed, which is another cool little toy that Joe and I like to use. Joe had talked about the Google Talk, which is Google's version of the instant messenger program. And here is the Gmail with Google Talk. And this is Google's free
mail service.
Yeah,
right?
internet mail service. So it integrates the Google Talk into the mail service. It's real nice. Very large storage capacity. I guess it's essentially unlimited.
3 gigabytes to start off
3,
with.
is that what it is? All right. Which I'll never fill that up. So it's very cool. It has all the things that you'd expect from an internet mail program. The ability to create your emails, send attachments. There's an address book in here, contacts. This is a new one I just set up for TechPoint, techpoint@gmail.com. The one thing about Gmail is it's in what they call beta, where it's a beta testing. Joe, you probably know a little bit more about the beta testing.
Yeah, so it's not a full release yet. So there are bugs. I've run into some bugs myself.
Yeah, we're getting one right now.
We're getting one right now. Also with the beta, I don't think it supports you can't actually do voice through the Gmail. Through the web page.
Yeah.
So you still, if you want to do the voice over IP like we talked about earlier, you still need to get their standalone Google Talk application. But I love Gmail. I think it works really well, especially if you have a lot of mail coming in. They have a great spam filter. I think that works. That's one of the best spam filters I've actually used. Also, what's nice is it allows you to, if you don't want to use the web to check your email, they actually allow you to check your Gmail account using something called IMAP. And so that works for Outlook programs. So if you want to use your Outlook Outlook Express, or on the Mac you want to use the Mail program, without going to the website, you can just open up your application and it'll still access that same mail on the server.
Yeah, and for free. A lot of companies, Yahoo charges, I think, $29 for that service. So that's a real nice thing. One thing that, because it's in beta, you do have to be invited to join. But there's a ton of invitations out there. Joe and I both have a ton, so if you want one, check us out on our website or send us an email to techpoint@gmail.com, and we'll send you off one of those invites. So that's a very cool tool.
Also, their search tool is really good. So if you get a lot of mail, you're used to losing something, if it gets dumped in here, all you have to do is search just like you would for Google, and it does a really good job of
finding stuff
something.
within there.
Yeah, really good job.
Another thing I like to use with the Gmail, I'm sort of trying to get away from using Outlook because I just have too many problems using Outlook. So I'm trying to get out of it, and I'm trying to find some new ways to do the, Outlook's so great because you can use the calendar integrates with the email, which integrates with the notes and the contacts and everything. But, there are a lot of other options out there. One I found recently is 30 Boxes. And this is a free website that allows you to create your own calendar online. You can, it works essentially just like, Outlook would with the calendar part. Just type something in here. I can't spell, so we'll just do.
Well, I've been having problems with,
you can add it in here.
Right. Yeah. No, I've moved away from Outlook. Once I moved to the Mac platform, and I don't really miss it too much. That's for sure. I've had bugs with that as well. Also, syncing contacts between devices.
Yeah.
That's been a big problem. But
doubling up on stuff, you end up with 2 of every contact, which.
But for the, in the small businesses and corporate world, unfortunately, we're still tied to, for the majority of users, we're still tied to Outlook, which is still a very good program and works really well in that corporate environment. But there also are some great alternatives like this for the home user. Yeah,
in playing around with this, I thought it would be great for families that want to, everybody to have access to a calendar. It can be online, whether it's a large family or even a soccer team, PTAs, stuff like that want to have an online option to a calendar. They can use this 30 Boxes. Everybody knows the login. They can change it, just view it, add, you can just add new events. Oops. Yeah, well, that explains adding the new events. And you can actually throw this out in an RSS feed to,
out to your Google page or your RSS reader or something.
But I think that, it's very cool for, sort of collaborating, people that need to know what's going on when, my fiance and I could use this, so we both know what's going on. We use 2 separate calendars, but this is a really great thing. It can integrate into iCal.
Okay, that's neat.
It can sync with iCal. It does not sync with Outlook, though.
And iCal being the Apple calendar program.
Right, that comes with Apple. So that's a very cool little tool. In my goal of getting away from Outlook, I hate to say this, I'm starting to sound like Joe, getting away from all the Macintosh products, or all the Windows products, sorry, Microsoft products. Found a thing a while back, it's becoming pretty popular, it's called Open Office. And I know you've heard about this, but never really used it.
And it's cross-platform, right? So it's working, this is a piece of software that's free, works on the Windows machines, works on Linux machines, works on the Mac, works on just about anything, right?
Yep. Yeah. And basically what it is it is a replacement for Office, and it is free, it is open source, so people are constantly making upgrades to it. You're not just counting on Microsoft to update, Word and Excel and that kind of stuff. And it does come with their version of, Word, they call it Writer, Impress, Math, everything you need from Office, you get with this Open Office.
What do you think about performance? Are you having problems opening stuff?
No. It'll open all your PowerPoint presentations. It'll open, if some of you out there don't have PowerPoint, don't have access, don't have Excel, and you want to play around with it, this is a great way to do it. It's free, works essentially the same way. Now I've got myself into a wizard here. Well, let's see, here's the PowerPoint version.
And pretty much, this is the nice thing, this is really good because Office is expensive. How much is Office now?
That student teacher edition's $159.
That's for the cheapest edition. Huh?
Yep, does not come with PowerPoint or Access.
So you can at least, if you just need to use it for maybe a presentation at school or you need to do something at work real quick, you don't have the full version, not a bad alternative.
Yep, and this works, those of you who haven't used PowerPoint, works just like PowerPoint. You can add new slides in. You create that slideshow, and use it for school, use it for work, whatever. And if you needed to view a PowerPoint presentation at home that you had set up at work, you can use this to view it without having to buy PowerPoint.
That's a great tool.
And again, absolutely free, just a simple download. It's really great.
So it's openoffice.org.
Yep.
And free to download, or you can always buy the CD. That's
Yeah,
really neat.
you can buy the CD too. Yeah, that's just a really great software. Does not have the Outlook style program at all, so there's nothing to check your email, no calendar.
Just the productivity tool.
Just
so
the
just
productivity tools, yeah.
Word processor,
Spreadsheets
program, slideshow
database.
program.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep, very cool. Now, Joe, you're going to tell us a little bit about Dig.
Yeah, there's some things.
Dig.com.
Yeah, there's something new, relatively new, maybe a year or so it's really been developing. It's called social bookmarking. And so you're probably familiar with bookmarking websites on your browser at home. Find a page you like, you save the link, you name it something, you can always find it, go back to it. There's some sites coming out now called social bookmarking sites. Dig is one example, dig.com. Actually, a site that's been out for a while now is called Delicious, and it's delicious.com, but the original domain name was kind of weird. It's del.icio.us. When you type it all out, it actually kind of looks like Delicious. But so Delicious and Dig, what they are, they're social bookmarking sites where you link items just like you normally do. So you create your bookmarks just like you normally would, except for in this case, these bookmarks are actually sent up to a website where other people can see them. What's neat about that is that you'll find that some people, quite a few users might bookmark the same news story, they might bookmark the same website, the same tool, and so you'll easily be able to, if you hop onto Dig, you can see kind of the highest ranked bookmarks. It's neat if you're just going to browse around, you're looking for something about maybe design, or you're looking for something about gaming, anything. You go to the website Dig or delicious.com. You kind of drill through the categories, and you can see like the top links for all the members of the service.
Yep, nice little search option, so you could go in and search computers here.
Yeah, it's a really good way to kind of sort through the fat of the internet. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. It's kind of hard, even with the search engines nowadays, it's really hard to find exactly what you're looking for. But this is a great way to find what other users are looking at.
Yeah, and like Google, Yahoo, all those places are just searching based on words, words or strings of words, and they're giving you some relevance, but they're not telling you if that's helpful at all. Dig, people are telling you, you know what, 2 people dug this story. 2 people liked that story and it helped them. And that's actually a pretty low dig. They get up generally around the hundreds.
Yeah. And what's also cool is that you can actually comment. So you'll see if someone bookmark a website, you can quickly, from looking at Dig or delicious.com, you can see what they thought of the website. So without actually having to go to the page, saving you some time there, you can actually look through those top choices maybe for a category. Under there you'll see comments. You'll see, was the site any good? Was it just a funny site? Was it a news item? And kind of save you some time in your search.
Yeah.
And both services are free, by the way. Free to visit without even joining. And then if you join, you'll be able to use their service for storing your bookmarks for free also.
And you join to comment.
And you
stuff
join
like
to comment,
that.
things like that. Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. They sort of give you techie news. I go through it just about every day. Yeah. I also get RSS feeds from it to my
Google page.
To my Google page.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not just tech news. It's not just it's all sorts of different things, from gaming, food, recipes, how-to articles. It's quite a bit of information. It's really great site. So that's dig.com and also delicious.com, spelled del.icio.us. We'll have links to both of those on our website.
Yeah, that's Delicious. I'm new to Delicious, and it took me a few minutes to find it. So.
Yeah, Delicious was actually the one that kind of really started the whole trend.
Yeah.
And Dig popped on later, and some of the other there's a couple other smaller websites that are doing the same thing.
Yeah. Very cool idea. YouTube.
Also in the social kind of networking group.
Yeah.
With the MySpace is popular, Friendster, even the social bookmarking aspects in Dig and Delicious, all involve internet users, posting information, posting links, kind of pulling that information together. YouTube is a new thing for video. What's nice is that if you join YouTube, you can upload any videos that you want. Yeah. There's also videos that are available for download. If you're looking for videos to watch, or a video clip of a news story, YouTube's not a bad place to go to search for that video, because if someone hasn't uploaded it, who knows? You might have a piece of that video and you can upload it yourself.
Yeah, or video sharing. If you got family all over the world and you want to share a piece of video with them, instead of emailing it to them, you can upload it to YouTube and they can view it from anywhere. You can then post the video on your own website, or just email them the link to the YouTube page. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's actually really easy to use. So that's one thing. So if you can get the video off of your camera, the rest of it's pretty simple. Go to youtube.com, upload, sign up, of course, upload your file, and it's ready to go.
Yeah, that's very cool. One website I like to use, allrecipes.com. This is actually a great site. I love to cook. You can go in here, and I just thought I'd throw this out there, but you can go in here and search by, say you want a barbecue. I just give you a lot of user-posted recipes. Let's see if we can get in here.
Okay, so these are user posted. These aren't from. So this isn't like from a TV show or something or a book.
Not Food TV or whatever the Food Network's website is great, but these are actually user posted. Of course, here's one posted by McCormick and Company, but they're still users. But here's one, best burger ever, posted by Susan. And it has 34 ratings, 26 reviews, so you actually have people trying the recipes, rating it, telling you how they liked it. One really cool thing, it allows you to customize the recipe. So if this is a recipe for 6 people, you're serving 10 or 2, you might not want to try to divide all these numbers up and figure out exactly what you need to create that recipe.
And this kind of ties back into the other sites that we looked at, because it's not being generated. It's not from a book. These are all users that have joined the website that have uploaded their own recipe. So again, that social networking aspect once again.
Yeah, and we were trying to make lettuce wraps the other day because my fiance loves lettuce wraps from that Chinese place, and we found P.F. Chang's lettuce wrap recipe that somebody had tried and found a pretty close way to make it. And it was up on this website, and we tried it. It was pretty good. So I really like this site, and constantly checking it out to figure out how to make stuff and come up with new ideas.
The rating system looks cool, and also the comments. That's always helpful if you're trying to look at something. Just saves you a little bit more time.
If people are actually liking this recipe, or some recipes sound a little funky, but you can say, hey, it turned out good. We really enjoyed it. So yeah, I like that. Yeah, so that's about all the cool websites I can think of right now to show you guys.
Well, those are quite a few. I mean, we brought up social networking with the links, and also with even with the recipe site. Yep. And then we also got to take a great look at Gmail. Of course, if you want any information about any of the links we talked about and the websites we went to, you can find us at techpoints.com. We'll have links to all of these items that we talked about too, so you don't have to worry about remembering those. And
send us an email from TechPoints or at techpoint@gmail.com if you want one of those invites to Gmail. Again, it's completely free, but since it's in beta, beta testing, I don't know why they asked for this invitation idea, but you got to be invited, and we're more than happy to invite you, so check us out online. Thank you very much.
We'll have more sites like this and some upcoming episodes. If you have any websites you'd like us to review, you can always go to techpoints.com and post those there.
Yep. All right. Thank you.